Hi, this is Kevin with KGMJAM, owner Pro Advertisers Club, a totally free site to advertise. Go to proadvertisersclub.com, join for free today, and start advertising for free. Okay. Splinterlands. I haven't been able to verify it yet, but it seems like they finally have pegged DEC to the dollar. And if you know anything about Splinterlands, they've been trying to do this for years, and it's looking like that's what they did. I'll find out more tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna look it up tonight, but I've been seeing some Twitters, tweets and stuff like that. They were getting close. The last time I checked, it was like at 93 cents, and it actually went to $1.04. But their goal was to get it, you know, when you peg it, you want it either a little bit below, a little bit above, but right around $1 at all times. So it looks like they've accomplished that. So just in the nick of time too. That's not easy to do, and they did it. So congratulations, thank you. We at one point were down to like 30 cents to the dollar on the DEC, maybe even lower, but that's gone. Now, if they can just keep it there, again, you know, I'm not even involved in any of the technical stuff. I'm just a fan of crypto and NFTs, amateur fan. But when you start getting a glimpse of what it takes to operate these platforms, it's just mind-boggling. If you know anything about coding, the thing with coding is that if one little thing is wrong out of a million, it won't work. And of course, you know, computers these days help identify it, but it's a lot of work. It's amazing, it really is. So anyway, congratulations to Splinterlands. I had an article that I came across, and it's not about Veve. I believe it was about Ubisoft. Let me pull it up here. I have not heard from StreamYard about why I cannot open up tabs without it freezing up. I've done my own research trying to fix it. I just can't get it to work, but I guess they don't work on Sundays because I haven't heard anything back, or Saturday. Maybe they take the weekends off, but this is just a Q&A anyway. That's pretty much all I want this to be. And then I'll post it to my YouTube channel, so then it's watched like a regular video. But if you show up, you're going to get your answers, the questions either answered, or you're going to answer my questions, because you probably know more than I do about it. And that's not far from the truth at all. Okay, let me find this post real quick. And it's Ubisoft, and there's a new game they're coming out. And the headline was that Ubisoft comes out with a new NFT game. And as you know, on Veve, we have, or the IP is on, I think, at least one. I think they were the Dragons. Is that what they were? I might be getting something mixed up, but either way, anytime something happens in the NFT world, and Ubisoft's a big company. Now, if I can just find it, because I had put it to the side here. Where is it at? But anytime a big company like Ubisoft is getting into NFTs, that's what I mean about why everybody's got to stop going off the prices like that. I know that's easy to do, and that dictates how you feel about the site, but you know, low prices actually is a sign of a healthy market, a healthy company when they're still selling. Because if it really was a bad product, when the prices got low, people would stop buying and not buy more. And if you don't, yes, there's less people on the platform, but those who are around, the 20,000 of us, are buying like crazy. I'm not one of them. I DCA a little bit here and there because I kind of tapped out a while ago. But the point is, the people who are remaining they would not still be buying up if it wasn't a strong, solid, or they didn't perceive it to be. And just go look at the stats on Veve feed. That it's just, you know, yes, there's going to be red flags about anything to do, but I'm telling you, don't get caught up on the low prices, because that's actually the buy low, sell high thing is what that means. And that's what people are doing. Now, of course, this isn't financial advice. It can always backfire, or something can come out, something can happen to the company. That's, you know, all the things that can happen, yes. But I'm just telling you, don't get caught up on those. Watch what everything else is doing. All you hear about is how bad NFTs are, but then you read constantly companies that are going into NFTs. If NFTs are so bad, then why is Amazon opening up an NFT store? I mean, these are the heavy hitters that are doing it. They know their shit. They're not going to just go into something that's, you know, supposedly not any good. eBay is working on opening up its own NFT store. Companies are constantly coming out with ways to attach NFTs to their systems. The more people understand what happens with the Veve and that Iron Man digital drop, that is just the beginning. And it's unlimited of what's going to happen, because it took a product that couldn't sell out, that their own customers didn't like, and sold it out. And you're like, well, that was all Veve people. It doesn't matter. That's not, they don't care if they sell it to people on the moon. They care that they sell it. And Veve proved that to them, that, hey, we'll take, they probably said, hey, give us your worst product and we'll sell it out. And they did. Now, there's only 3,000 of them, so it wasn't but that's what the market dictates right now. They are getting a good fill of the market. You don't print a million things when you only got 20,000 people buying. You mint 3,000. So they're fighting over that 3,000, the 20,000. And then the physical side starts to wake up, the Funko Pop people, and they'll realize, wow, I should have gone after that. I really should have. And I think, I don't know what happened. I wonder if something, all right, let me check one more thing. It is gone. I did it a while ago. So let me see if it's down. Oh yeah, it's 10 o'clock at night. I probably did this like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I got to go back more in my emails to find this. Okay, where are we at? Let me get my banners working. The last time I checked IMX, it was up to $1.35, up from $1.28 earlier, or $1.33 actually. Oh, here it is. Okay, I found it. Champions Tactic Preview. Everything you need to know about Ubisoft. I said Ubisoft, right? Anyway, it's Ubisoft. NFT game and crypto. All right, let's see. It looks like a really cool game, but I'm going to already tell you, I'm not getting into it, and I'll tell you why. This is why I think in some ways I represent the mainstream. And I've been like this, and I still am like this, and I will be like this. I only get involved with platforms that include fiat. I don't like wallets. I love crypto, but I don't like the wallets and the having to deal with them. Coinbase has made it just user-friendly enough for me to use, and I stay away from pretty much everything else. That's just me, but I think that represents what's wrong with the mainstream too. You got to have fiat. But anyway, for those of you who are going to get into it, it's no secret that Ubisoft has been experimenting with NFTs and blockchain tech. From its early Ghost Recon NFTs to releasing NFTs based on its quirky Rabbids IP and Assassin's Creed smart collectibles, Ubisoft has continued to explore blockchain gaming. Now there's Champions Tactics. Listen to that. Ubisoft has continued to explore blockchain gaming. That's going to be a household name, blockchain gaming. Why? Because the parents will find out that their kids can make money off these games finally. Now there has been people making money off video games, but it's going to go to another different level with NFTs. Okay, this is the studio's first original Web3 game, meaning that's being developed from scratch with NFTs front and center. Now, why would they do that if NFTs wasn't a big deal? Why would they design a whole game and make the NFTs the front and center of the game? Because they know what's coming. They absolutely know what's coming, and they want to get in on it. Why has Facebook been losing billions of dollars a year? If they didn't know something we don't, would you spend billions of dollars a year? Unless you believed in it. Facebook's kind of like Veve. They talk about it, they announce their losses, and they're involved in it, but they really haven't, said, hey, we're here, to the whole world. They're just kind of doing their thing, and it's just they might be doing it where you're in it, you don't even know it. I might have been in a Facebook metaverse thing that I didn't even know was Facebook. They might be doing it that way. I don't know. But I know they're losing billions of dollars trying to get it set up. And you don't do that unless it's something serious. Okay, now, this was the Champion Tactics Grimoria Chronicles was first announced in late June 2023. This is the first I heard of it. It's been marketed with a gothic dark fantasy and has figurine-like characters. The characters are going to be the NFTs. I'm sure you'll get the free characters to play the game, but then you'll have the next level of people who want to think about it. You make a character in a game now, like in Skyrim, you don't own that character. You have to erase it or you lose it. With an NFT, you're going to own that character. You're going to spend. Look, I've been playing Skyrim for 10 years now, ever since it came out. And I'm still playing it. But I don't own anything in that game. Now that's going to change. Champions Tactics will be releasing Ethereum NFTs called Warlords that act as PEP NFTs. I don't know what that means for collectors. Warlords NFT art can be applied to the collector's in-game profile to customize it. Warlord NFT collectors will be granted early access to buy up to 5 of the game's playable NFT characters known as champions for free. That's kind of a play on words because it doesn't sound like it's free. So Ubisoft will be releasing the game characters as collectible NFTs and the champions, and also offering in-game profile avatars as NFTs to Warlords. Now the game itself will use the Oasis blockchain. I've never heard of that before. I don't know what that is. The OASYS blockchain. How can I get a Warlords NFT? Aspiring Champions Tactics NFT collectors will have to create a Ubisoft account online. And here's where they lose me. Create and connect an Ethereum compatible crypto wallet. Well, I could do my Coinbase. And have enough Ethereum. That's where they lose me. I do not want to spend the little bit of Ethereum that I have in that wallet to cover transaction fees for minting the NFT. I just transferred my first transfer into a wallet from Record for my 2 NFTs. It cost me $17 effing each. This mint will occur sometime before the end of 2023, just in time for Christmas. Ethereum gas fees can vary widely depending on network activity and the smart contract's design. The players should be prepared to pay anywhere from as little as $5 worth of ETH to potentially hundreds of dollars just to cover the transaction fees. If that don't scare you away, I don't know what does. But there's the diehards who will jump right into it. And they got the money to do it. You got to be over 18 years old. You got to live in an eligible country. Players in U.S. are eligible, as well as players in Canada, Mexico, Europe, and South America. But countries like Bangladesh, China, France, Morocco, Russia, Nepal, to name a few, are among the list of restricted territories. The full list of restricted regions can be found on Champions Tactics website. You know, anytime you can't get into the, I don't even know what the proper word is to use, because every time I say it, I get jumped on. But I'm going to say Asian markets. Am I allowed to say that? Far East markets? I don't know. But that's what a big market that is. If you can't get into it, you're missing out. But I'm sure there's a reason. So I don't know what the game's going to be like, but the pictures look cool. The characters resemble tabletop game playable figurines. It's almost like Dungeon and Dragon figurines. Well, actually, that's what they do look like, because I play that game, and that's exactly what they look like. Players will have to select 3 champions per match to fight opponents. Okay, so it's a battle, like a arena battle. So yeah, I can see now everybody's going to want to build up their character, and the beauty of it then is what they'll do probably is there'll be other games that will accept these characters, and you'll be able to move it over to there and kick ass, especially if you're a millionaire and you bought the most powerful guy you could get. And then I can one day see him having like an arena championship month, where once a year they all get together. You can bring in because the NFT, you won't be able to cheat on it, because it will be all in the ledger of how you acquired everything. So it will be legit. But they'll battle it out for some big prizes. We forget how many millions of dollars professional video gamers are now making. The games they play, I've never been any good at it. The quicker I got to move, I need a slower pace type game that they do. But they do very well, the ones who are good at it. They're making big money. Players will also be able to create their own champions, according to Ubisoft. The studio also claimed in statement that the game is skill-based, not chance-based. So players will have to use some strategies to select which champions to deploy in battle. It sounds like a cool game. Sounds like a really cool game. But anyway, the reason I want to talk about it is because I do think that there's going to be games like this developed for Veve, for the Veveverse. Nobody really has a clear picture except the people doing it. So you're going to see more and more of this. It's absolutely incredible. But so the other thing is where is it? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, going back to Splinterlands on the DEC, they've been trying to get that pegged to the dollar for, I think, 3 years now. Ever since I've been there, they've been trying, and it was like 30 cents to the dollar at one point. And I haven't confirmed it yet, but they are now claiming that it was up to $1.04, which is good. You're going to, on a pegged dollar for any crypto, you want it a little bit above, a little bit below, but always around $1. And it's a lot more, it's a stable coin at that point. And so it's good news to hear them do that. Congratulations. I said that earlier. But if you've played Splinterlands, that's another game I love to tell people on Veve to go check out, because it's another platform that's doing everything that I think Veve's eventually going to get to. We've already discussed about Veve's taking their time developing, and it's just they're just going to need more time. But over on Splinterlands, it's a card game like you would play on what's it called? Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. You know, it's a card game. And let me see. Hold on. I gotta fill this out real quick. Leave a question or just say hi. Let me post that. And there we go. Okay. And what they got going on, their big mechanism is the burning mechanism, where they'll put out I think they're on their 5th set, but the first set was like Alpha, and then Bravo, and then they started naming the sets for like Chaos, Legion packs, stuff like that. But each one that they put out, which they were doing 2 a year, now I think they're going to do 1 a year because it's just gotten so saturated with cards. They would put out, let's say, 1 million cards, literally 1 million cards. And you're like, wow, that's a lot of freaking cards. But those cards are all first level cards. And they can go usually as high as 10th level. That's the average, sometimes 8, sometimes 10. And so to get to each level, you have to get, say from 1st to 2nd, you need to get 10 cards. And so you accumulate the 10 cards because you can get the cards for free when you play the game. You win their cards. Or you can buy them in packs. I mean, there's several ways to get the cards. Or you can buy them on the secondary market. But so you combine the cards, and when you combine all 10 to get the 2nd level, it burns those 10 cards. And to get the 10th level, you need 400 cards. So all of a sudden, 1 million cards isn't a whole lot, unless you're in a bear market, which they found out. Because they did like 8 million packs, or no, 15. They did 15 million packs of Chaos. I just started when they were dropping the Chaos, so I missed out on 4 of the drops, and immediately got hooked. They allowed fiat. That's why I went with them. I started out, I bought 25 packs at $4 a pack, I think it was. And my first pack, I pulled a gold card. And at that time, it was going for $400. And of course, I didn't sell it. Should have. But that was it was a legendary gold card. And the alpha legendary gold cards are going from anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000 right now. And in fact, most of them aren't even for sale. They're not in the market because they're hanging on to them. But the few that pop on there, the cheapest gold card from the alpha set is $35. And the most expensive one on the market right now is about, I want to say about 30,000. And that's for sale. But anyway, so you burn all these cards, and the circulation gets less and less and less. And you still have cards that aren't available yet because of the packs haven't been opened. Okay? So, but the 15 million packs were so much, they ended up burning half of them. Because as soon as I joined, as soon as they dropped the Chaos Legion packs, about 4 months later, the bear market started. And it got worse and worse and worse until the point we are now. So there's still a ton of them out there. I think you can buy them for $1.30 off the secondary market. They totally sold out now, what they had, but a ton of people bought them for reselling, and that might have been a mistake. I don't know. But so as time goes on, though, people are still combining these cards. So it's just going to take longer for them to get valuable. But also a good bull run would suck up all that supply. And they got land coming out. They actually issued land. I was able to get, I've got 3 plots. And of course, it's the worst ones you can get. But I got them. and you go. But the way they designed it was you're going to take the cards, whether it's a maxed out card or a single card, and you stake it to that land. So that's going to suck up a lot of because you can't play with them when you do that. So that's going to pull a lot of cards out of the playing system. You see how they're doing different things to put pressure on the market. And when it all hits, it's probably all going to hit at once. Because when a company tells you they're going to do something, they do it. That's when you start to really trust that company. And when they told me they were going to peg the DEC last year, I was not. I had my doubts. And so that's what I'm saying. It's that they finally did it is great news, and they followed through with what they said they're going to do. And so you put these cards on the property that you own, and with this property, you now can farm it and produce new cards that can only be produced from land. And then certain cards can only be produced from certain lands. So what they've done for the player/investor is now you will be supplying the product to the game. None of it will be coming from their side, from the developers, unless they own land, and then they can make it and sell it themselves, I guess. I don't know how that works out. But it's only coming from the secondary market. Nothing, they might drop special stuff occasionally, I guess, that would make sense. But so if you're so inclined, you could start farming these properties and producing these spells and weapons, I think it is. It's spells and something else. Food, you're going to produce food because you got to feed the workers that are on your property. So there's a market for grain. So if all you want to do is develop grain, you can do that and sell it to the other players. You also, they encourage people to buy properties right next to each other, because if not, you're going to be traveling through people's properties, and I, as a landowner, can deny it or charge you a fee. If I understand that right, it's the land's out. We've owned the land, but they haven't implemented the gaming side of it yet. But I'll find out more as you actually do it. But that's, as far as I understand, that's what it's going to be like. And so you can play the game, which you pick however many cards you can get it. Mana determines how many you can put on there because of your mana number. But to keep it simple, you pick so many cards before the game starts. Your opponent picks the cards, and it's either another player or a bot, and then the game plays it by itself. You just, at that point, it's taken out of your. So really, the strategy is of how you put the cards down and what order you put them in, and then how they match up to the opponent, which is like a lot of card games. And it's fun, but it's time consuming if you get up into that. So anyway, I did that for a while. Then I realized that I can rent my cards and get residual, a passive income. So I changed my strategy from trying to kick everybody's ass to renting out the cards, taking the income, and buying alpha cards, because I just want to concentrate on alpha cards, because they're getting, some of the cards, there's only 140 of them left, and most of them have I think all of them are 5,000 or less on the commons, and then you got the gold ones, of course. But so I'm going to accumulate alpha cards because they give you a bonus in the game, and rent those out. And then, of course, when the land opens up, I'll figure out what I need for the land, and then I'll pull those off the rental market, put those on the land. And I mean, if this doesn't sound awesome to you, then you're that's not your thing. I understand, but to me, it just hooked me big time. But they're on the Hive engine, and I talked about this in a previous video. What they want to do, just like Veve, they want to manage the platform, but third parties whatever they are called, are going to develop everything else and put it on that platform. Right now, I'm playing 4 different games with that cards, because like Splinter Forge made it so you can take the cards from Splinterlands, put it into their game at the same time. You're not transferring it to the game, but they show up. You can connect them, and your cards that you own in Splinterlands will show up in Splinter Forge, and then you can use it to battle in that game. That's another card game. Okay, you got Golem Overlord, which doesn't need their cards because they're making their own, but that's on the Hive engine. And then you got Genesis, so that's four games that I'm messing with on the Hive engine that Splinterlands is on, and that's what Veve is going to try to do. If I understood them right, in the last AMA, and the last few have been good ones. I think they are understanding that they need to be clearer. They're so busy, but I think they've realized, hey, we got to start responsibly saying exactly what we're going to try to do. Make it clear, and because that's all really they need to do. As far as them going, that's their call. How fast they go. They're not worried about our timeline. It's their timeline. So is it regulation that's holding them back? Is it technology? Are they waiting for it to get developed? The thing on Splinterlands, who has the best AMA, once a week on Mondays, they do a 1, 2, 3 hour AMA, and they take questions. They've never not hid from the public. When things are bad, they've told you. They tell you what they're trying to do, and they've got tons of things in the wind, but they can only do so much. I don't know if you're aware of this, how much it costs to run a game on a server, and I think Amazon's the only game in town. I'm not positive, but they're the major player for servers, because I know Disney Plus is on Amazon, Apple's on Amazon, Hive Engine's on. They're all working off of Amazon servers. So, and it's not cheap. And of course, you're always adding, more stuff. And I read an article the other day where Disney Plus was taking off shows because it made their bill lesser for the servers. I guess they get charged. I don't know. I don't even understand how that works. It's amazing. But it's not cheap. Okay. All right. What else is there? Oh, I got to do my banners. Let's look up and see what. Where is it? I got to move this over to here. So because I can't pull tabs up without freezing up the stream, I've got the other computer opened up and I look it up on that. But I've been following the Iron Man Funkos because I'm real curious to see how that plays out. The Veve people are probably selling off their physicals left and right. But that's good for the Funko collectors because that's really probably all they want, and they don't care about the code being redeemed. Most of them. But let's look into this. And of course, it's going to make me sign in. And okay, another advertisement, and here we are. Okay, let's look this up. Let's see what happened today. And then we'll go over to Veve feed and look at the live data. First, we'll look at yesterday's and we'll see what's going on. Okay, I see some new postings here. There's like there's only 2 secret rares for sale out of the 50. And I know that 3 have sold already on eBay. Now, they were going for about 1,000 a piece, and then the third one sold for 1,500. And then Taco Breaks, he had one on there for 1,600, and it disappeared. So I don't know if he sold it or he just delisted it. So I sent him a letter. He hasn't replied yet. But they're selling pretty good on eBay. The all of them. You know, at least like on average 2 a day. And of course, there's no way to know how many true collectors are getting a hold of them. But like this one right here, this one's the silver limited edition. That's the uncommon. 650 of them. $225 the guy wants for it, and there's 30 people watching it. I'm on eBay all the time. I can't get one person to watch my stuff. You got 30 people watching it. Here's an unopened box for $499.99. 13 watching. The problem with that, with the unopened one, is I think all or most of the secret rares have been found. So I don't, you know, that's the gamble you're making if you have an unopened box. Now, if you're a Funko collector, they don't like to open the boxes up. That's why I don't understand why they didn't make it transparent so you could see it through the box, like the Funkos, because a lot of them like to put it on the shelf in the box still. Yeah, they're going to lose that NFT, but they don't care. That's just the way. They don't understand what they're really losing. But the box is not transparent, okay, and they have to open it to get the code. But the longer you hang on to a sealed box, if you're trying to flip it, the more are being redeemed. So if all the ultra rares and secret rares are freaking redeemed, the box is going to drop in price. And then at some point, there will only be so many unopened boxes and the price will skyrocket. I don't understand the Funko crowd. I really don't. But they're pretty passionate. They're a pretty good community. They're very, very vocal. All right, let's see what's sold. See, that ends on, okay, let me go and look up at the watch list there. And that will tell us, oh, I got to put it on. Oh, hold on. Is it on sold? No, I got to put on sold items. Okay, here's what's sold today. Well, that's November 3rd. Okay, the secret rare sold for $1,450. That was November 3rd. And then they also sold for $960,000. Why are these dates so far back? Oh, here we go. Okay, this one sold November 11th for $1,045. 12th, 1,500 sold. So they've sold 5 secret rares. This ultra rare went for 170 on the 5th. Why are these dates all over the place? Now here's a common that went for $51. 12 bids, so he must have started it. He probably started the bidding too low. I want to start the bidding under $75 because you can get $75 for the NFT and the $75 for the thing you broke even. But why even sell it, But I'm up to 27 that have sold, 30, November 15th. And these are all over dates. I can't. All right. Secret Rare sold on November 3rd for $1,650. 2,000 for November 3rd, but I think that one was for 1,000. And then November, okay, 18th. Oh, Taco did sell it for best offer accepted. Okay, and I got a site that I can go to because you can't find it on eBay. Let's go look it up. I can tell you exactly what he sold it for. Okay. And I'll even tell you the name of the website if I can find it. Because I remember I sent it to my mom because she's on eBay. Security code. And I can't find. I got so many damn messages sent to me. All right, I'll have to find it later. But that site you'll type it in, and it will tell you exactly. Or maybe it's right. No, it's not. That's not it. Cricket. Spark drive sequence, verification code. I don't know. Sometimes this stuff gets so. Okay. No, that's not it either. Your DoorDash. Oh, I got to get my banner going. I'm throwing up there now is what I DCA'd this morning. I got me 2 Sergeant Fury's first appearances, comic books, and the first appearance of Ghost Rider. All 3 for under $10. First appearances. I know that Nick Fury is a and I cannot find this. I wonder if I erased it. No, I have no idea. Let me go to the very bottom with that. Nope, that's not it. This is your congressman. Nope, I don't want that one. Please authorize to put dogs away. What the hell is that? No, I don't know. I'll have to look and find out. But anyway, Taco Break sold his secret rare. I don't know for how much, but that was today or yesterday, November 18th. So yeah, so it seems like the price is around $1,500 for the secret rare right now. And then of course he had an NFT on Taco Breaks has his own YouTube channel. Go check him out. He likes to open packs up. That's his thing. And he also he's the guy who got 2 secret rares, which is incredible. I mean, the odds are just mind-blowing. But his NFT he had on there for, I want to say $4,200, and it's gone. I don't know if he delisted it or if he sold it. And I'd like to find out if he sold the NFT. And I think somebody just posted a new one for $3,700. Who, man, I don't know. I tell you, if they should hang on to that stuff. I'm telling you, that's going to be 50 items. And one of them's David Yu, and he don't sell ever. He's a collector. So that means there's only 49. And like I said, I think all the secret have been found, but if there's not, if any of these Funko Pops are in unopened boxes or held by a person who never opened the box, the mint numbers would be even lower. That's amazing. All right. And let's go check out IMX. Oh no, let's go to Veve feed. Veve statistics. Okay, Veve, there it is. Let's see how we did yesterday. All right, yesterday, total gem sales, $64,000. 2,200 active wallets on only 4,000 transactions. That means the average transaction was, well, you had the drop. So yeah, it'd be $35. So 1,257 mints. Let's see what they were selling. On the collectible side, the pencils, they're always selling. These are secret rares. 284 of the Banshees were minted. And Panther. I always leave the secret rare because to me that shows you, because that's usually more expensive stuff, usually, not all the time. But like here, somebody bought the Franklin Fat Gold Silver for $230, and 2 of them were sold. And actually, that's the floor, so it was probably, well, it could have been a little bit cheaper than that. Okay, they sold another Spider-Man secret rare. Somebody must have dropped it below 4,000 because it's gone. They've sold about 3 or 4 of those in the last week. I see movement. The She-Hulk, that's sold. That I haven't sold one of those sold in a long time. The Howard Duck, they sold one yesterday too, and now today, or the day before, I mean. Now here's Scar. Scar dropped at $60. The blind box, right? And the floor right now is $59.49. So you're paying pretty much what retail. Okay, let's go to the comic books. And let's see if there's any big ones that sold. Right now, it's just what I call when I say cheap, I just mean that's the price. It doesn't mean it's a bad comic. But all the cheap secret rares. Iron Man #1 sold, 130. The Addiction #1, one of those sold. Yeah, that was yesterday. And now let's go live. It will only be since 8 o'clock, so there won't be that many. And there's more than I thought. But Tales of Suspense, #52 sold. #57. I bet it's all the same person who bought these. Because all of them were Tales of Suspense and Astonish. Okay, that's on the comic side. Let's go to the collectible. And you got the Banshee again, 5 of them. Ooh, a Beta Ray Bill sold, $77. Okay. Now this Mogul Grin Gold Skull, that dropped about a month ago, maybe a little longer. Before, I think it was right during the New York, the Comic-Con. He's claiming that he's got his very own place in the metaverse. I forget the name of it, but his is apparently coming out early. And for the holders of the Mogul Grin Gold Skull, and there's 2 more. You're going to get some kind of an airdrop to do with that ties into that. So that's interesting. I'm going to interested to see how that plays out. All right, let's go and do one more, and then I am probably going to bed. Let me see where we at. Let's do this, and I will give you some prices to go to bed on. All right, unless you're staying up, I'm going to bed. I got to sign in, which means I need to pull that up. I don't know why it keeps logging me out. Not supposed to. Okay, here we go. And not now. Okay. Loading. And put it here. Yeah, it looks like a sell-off is starting, which everything was in the green today, so it doesn't surprise me. Immutable X is down from 135 to 132. I think its high today was 137. Yeah, no, 139. That was the high from today. And that was about an hour ago. It was 60 cents 3 days ago. So it's pumping. It's one of the better performing cryptos right now at 20%. See, that's going to get them noticed. I've already heard some YouTubers talking about IMX. I've never even mentioned it before. Okay, let's look at TVK. That's the virtual one. That's up to 6 cents. That was at $0.015 3 days ago. And that's another platform like Veve. It's actually, if you get a chance, go check it out. It's a pretty nice platform. Not as busy as Veve, but they're a little bit ahead of them as far as their metaverse. They sell islands instead of land. Okay, let's look at Comey. Oh my God, it's 11:30. All right, I'm gonna look this up, then I'm going to bed. I keep telling myself that. But. All right, it's at it dropped below 0.6 again. It's at right now. It's at 0.000598. Again, the price. People are like, oh, it's down. Don't look at that. That's you need to look at what's going on in the background. And the company would not come out and I guess they could. But they came out and verified that Comey is the token for Veve. Okay? And I don't own any. I'm waiting because of the shit you got to go through just to get it. I haven't touched it. But so the good thing is that the lower it drops for guys like me, if I can get in on it before it shoots back up. And I'm going to wait for it to get on the platform or Coinbase. Of course, once that happens, it will immediately start going up. But I'll still have a chance to get in relatively early. So the lower this goes, to me, it's just the more money people are going to make when it does go up. Not financial advice. I guess I'll have to say, I hope it goes up. But I don't see anything that... Again, people get into this price thing like that is not what you should be looking at. You should be looking at what's going on in the background. That's how people buy low. Just because it's a bad price doesn't, low price doesn't mean it's a bad buy. If that makes any sense. But anyway, please like and subscribe. If you watch the video, if you're watching this after I streamed it, feel free to leave a message. And I'm going to try to do this like on a regular basis at a certain time of night, and try not to get streaming like along the other guys and all that. So anyway, thank you and have a good night.